checking for a high ilium here, we can look at our ilium heights with our thumbs coming in at the 12th rib. I bring my thumbs just below that 12th rib, and I'm going to do this up and down movement, up and down, without taking my hands off, or my fingers off. And the first bony landmark that I hit will be Hannah's iliac crest. Now it's the bottom of my thumb that hits the top of the iliac crest. And I come down at eye level, and I can see that there is a right high ilium there. So I now want to check whether it's coming from the pelvis or from the quadratus lumborum that may be tight, and shortening that side up and bringing that pelvis up, or is it coming from below the pelvis where it could be a leg length discrepancy, or maybe even some excessive pronation where the foot is dropping down and lowering this side down. So we'll just get you to sit down on the edge of the table for us, Hannah. Back as far as you can, that's it. If we have our clients on a table that has a fold in the middle, make sure you move them away. So the big square tables with the adjustable legs have a fold in the middle, and if we have them sitting in that, that's going to give us an incorrect reading there. Just wriggle forward just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we check the ilium heights seated as well, because that takes the legs out of the equation, and that's going to will give us the result of whether it is a QL problem, so above the pelvis, or whether it is a leg problem or below the pelvis. So same again, coming in at T12 and the 12th rib, up and down, up and down, up and down, until I hit those bony landmarks, and there's still a high ilium there, so that indicates that it is quadratus lumborum that is shortened on that side there, maybe some of the obliques, the internal obliques. So it's indicated to do a muscle energy technique correction for that. So if you just lie face down. So they're positioned prone. You can either do this standing or seated, but just watch your posture if you do it standing. Just adjust this stool. So I pop my arm, my whole forearm, under both of her legs, just above her kneecap, so on the distal quadriceps. And then I'm going to stabilise her hip over here, because I'm going to bring her legs towards me and open this side out here to give a stretch onto the QL. And I don't want her rotating, I want her to stay in the coronal plane. So I'm getting a really great stretch on the QL. So supporting here, this is a client assisted stretch, so I do the first movement where I take the legs away from the body and take that into the first point of resistance, so the R1, and at that point I then get Hannah to contract, so she's doing an isometric contraction as if to bring her legs back towards the centre, and we hold that for about 8 seconds, and then she relaxes, and then I take that into the new range. So we'll just do that. So I'll bring her legs over, so she's nice and passive. Legs can be quite heavy, so make sure you are supported there. And I go into R1, and then I'm going to get Hannah to try and straighten her legs back up to the middle of the table with 10% of her effort. And we're just holding that there, holding. They're maintaining the 10% contraction. It's not increasing from 10% to 100. And relax, and then I take her to the new R1, and then we contract again. So with my hand that I have, and just hold. With the hand that I have under her knees, I'm actually giving her that little tapping cue to know that she's going to move in that direction. And relax. And then we take it to the next, and then we do that again, and hold, and relax, and then we just put a nice stretch on there, and then take it right back to the centre. And it's important that we check that straight away. So hopping up, Hannah. Okay, so we can check that seated, and we can check it standing again. So actually we can just check it standing because we knew that it wasn't coming from the legs. So let's see if we get any change here. So coming down, and it's still up a little bit, but it has come down somewhat there. So we've had some change in the length of the tissue with the MET correction, but it's still indicated to do treatment on QL. So we would then go in and do pin and stretch techniques, trigger points, MFR, etc., and then retest at the end of the massage. So that's the MET correction for high Ilium.